Advertising Psychology Must-Know Summary. A few months ago, I decided to launch a YouTube channel about pharmaceutical advertising. This channel is dedicated to professionals in pharmaceutical marketing and advertising, where I share my insights and experience in creating pharmaceutical ads, from the psychological foundations to the secrets of directing and media placement tricks. Hello friends, I am Evgeny Bajechko, an experienced marketer and advertiser in the pharmaceutical marketing. You are on the Bajechko and Nobody channel, where everything revolves around pharmaceutical advertising. This video was supposed to be about our next topic, psychodynamics in advertising, specifically about the processes that occurs between the viewer and the commercial, leading to influence through projection and transference. However, I decided that now is the perfect time to summarize our research and consolidate the knowledge we have gained. So, we'll discuss projection and transference in the next video, and today we will review everything we have learned so far. We are at the very beginning of mastering the art of creating pharmaceutical advertising, specifically their psychological foundation. It all started with the need to determine which branch of psychology to use for developing an advertising theory. The answer to this question was sparked by the words of two directors. One believed that advertising should incorporate elements of cinema. Another, 10 years later, claimed that advertising should follow the theatrical genre. At that time, I was studying Carl Gustav Jung's depth psychology, which is rooted in myths. That was when idea was born, to apply depth analytical psychology to advertising, shaping an approach where advertising would function like a myth. However, it's crucial to emphasize, advertising shouldn't imitate myths, but rather follow their psychological structure. This means that characters, ideas, cinematography, and other elements in advertising must follow specific rules to ensure the ad functions as a myth. Thus, advertising as a myth became the central idea of advertising psychodynamic theory. The foundation of advertising psychodynamics, like Jungian psychology, is archetypes. Myths are not mere fairy tales. They are reflections of the human psyche that accurately convey its structure. This is why our psyche naturally resonates with myths, and by using mythological structures and their principles in advertising, we directly engage with the deep human psyche, which ultimately drives decision-making and behavior. Archetypes are like the inner characters of our psyche that make decisions. In myths, gods represent archetypes. We could also call psychological archetypes gods, but to avoid misunderstanding, just like Carl Jung, we will stick to calling them archetypes. It's important to note that archetypes differ by gender. Male archetypes: the king, magician, warrior, lover, etc. Female archetypes: the mother, Amazon, Hera, medium, and others. These psychological heroes can exist in a healthy state or a shadow form. The king in a healthy state embodies order, growth, expansion, and blessing. The king in shadow turns into either a tyrant, oppressive and cruel, or a weakling, powerless and incapable. We have also identified a special category of archetypes, advertising archetypes: the sick person, the healer, the medicine. At this stage, the advertiser's task is to match the right psychological archetypes to these advertising roles. For example, the sick person, a king in shadow, tyrant, a sick individual who refuses treatment, acts capriciously, and causes suffering to others. The healer, the mother archetype, a figure who brings healing, renewal, and vitality. The medicine, an alchemical archetype, akin to the philosopher's stone, which triggers transformation when encountered by the sick person. The mother brings the medicine, the tyrant moves out of the shadow, and he becomes a king again, restored and whole. The process of assigning psychological archetypes to advertising archetypes is called advertising archetyping. The theory that describes this process is called advertising psychodynamics theory. This is a simplified but effective model. The advertiser's goal is to select the most suitable psychological archetypes based on the product being advertised, the problem it solves, the marketing strategy, the business objectives, and other important things. Thank you, friends. Today we briefly revisited all the topics we have covered so far. I hope this review helps you better understand this new field and move forward with confidence. Like this video, subscribe and turn on notifications. Join our Facebook community and visit my website to learn things about advertising you have never heard before.